My name is Shiloh Verico from Bunk'd, and you're watching Disney Channel. Whoa! Mic drop.
So, after the two Mark-related bombshells all dropped in one day, the Ricky Martin bombshell and the Ty Dillon petty bombshell, let's move on to something more positive by going over Disney Channel Friday Night in America. Starting off with the Mark Martin installment of Bunk'd. Well, there's so many angles to talk about. It's probably the most fast-paced but yet action-packed episode of Bunk'd all season so far, this young season 6. So I can't wait till we see, Finn make a special guest return like Scarlett did. I forget that Scarlett was on Bunk'd because I'm so used to seeing her in Ultraviolet now, which I'll get to later in the night. But I mean, kind of like how Scarlett came back for a special guest appearance a year ago after she left the season before as Gwen. Well, now it's Will Bowie Jr.'s turn. It's Finn to come. And I'm noticing a trend and pattern. If Bunk'd gets a season 7, do you think we see Shelby or Ava and or Mateo, make a special guest appearance? I know most of the future episodes aren't confirmed yet, but what if we see not only Finn make a special guest appearance, like a special guest one-off return this year, and maybe we'll see Ava and Mateo come back. We'll find out. That's up to the honchos at Disney Channel and the honchos at Bunk'd alone. But anyway, so I'm going to start with the basics, the Buffalo Betty. So instead of the Redneck Marshall, it was the Buffalo Betties, those bunch of middle-aged old Western redneck ladies that, even though Lou kind of was trying to refuse, like Jeff Gordon, to sell that compass, the old ladies took it anyway. I mean, the only one that has an Instagram is the red-haired one. Isn't Ren her name? Yeah, Ren. So nice to meet you, Ren. I mean, I think you're a good person in real life. You're an amazing actor in real life, but your Bunk'd character is a little living la vida loco, even though living la vida loco might end up living la vida prison time. So, but anyway, we already discussed that. I'm just trying to move away from that shit. But, yeah, the compass, I mean, Lou was wise like Dale Earnhardt Jr. to wait till the perfect time to try to win it back. And this is the first time where the good guy won and we did not need to do the Mike Skinner, because at this time it wasn't dramatic. It wasn't dramatic like it normally is 99.9% of the time. This is like the part of the 1% of the time, or 0.01 or 0.1% of the time where we didn't need to do a Mike Skinner. The little, God damn it, we beat that little son of a bitch. Well, that wasn't needed tonight, thankfully, because Lou didn't, calm, quiet, and collected, and did not need any dramatic events or audience, or, sharing sections like, most shows do nowadays, in recent modern times. So she beat the Buffalo Betties with no problem. But before that, in between, them taking it away from her and, her winning it back somehow, revealing that one of them actually was cheating the whole time. We didn't know it until after the game was over. Or she had to give back the compass anyway. But in the middle, okay. So we had taken away in the middle, she wanted to wait till the right time to get it. And, she was trying to set up a scheme to distract them, and then eventually she let the bean spill. She waited till the right time. She did the right thing. Wait till the time was right. But of course, here's destiny. Mallory just proves that whether it's real life or TV, Mallory James Mahoney just has as big of a mouth as I do. And I perfectly fit in as one of her biggest fans in her fan base, greatest Dallas Stars fan of all time. Whenever my Spurs play her Mavericks, she's the first immediate person that comes to my mind. If it's not Michelle Quintana, it's Mallory James Mahoney. So I won't be watching any of the games this year, Mal, for my Spurs. So if you happen to be watching a game where they're playing your Mavericks and I'm doing better stuff on YouTube, feel free to post it and tag me all you want. So I wouldn't have a care in the world, but that's going to be something we can focus on when we get to Season 2 Adventures in Autumn and Winter Wonderland. So I I don't know why Destiny could have said, like, Bill said, you could have told the Buffalo Betties that, your grandma gave it to you. That's something they would have fell for, but I'm pretty sure the honchos at Bunk told Mallory in character as Destiny to say that, which proves that this shit is staged. So I'm glad they got the compass back regardless. Now, Jake and Noah's little subplot number one about the little animal. I'm surprised they didn't go the lab rats route and, do it like, not the whole, like, can I borrow the helicopter, like the whole plot of that whole episode, but like the part where, remember the lab rats episode where, can I borrow the helicopter where, Mr. Davenport let Leo up in a helicopter to make up for, some stuff that wasn't going the way they had hoped at the subplot of, and Janelle and Leo went up there and shit. Where in the very beginning, the subplot was, Miss Oliveris moved out of the lab because she got sick and tired of being annoyed the piss out of by Adam and Chase, mostly Chase, who was being annoyed the piss out of by Adam. So, and part of that perks was not only the nasty chair that had the little rat in it, but I'm surprised they didn't go the route by the Bunk'd by, giving, that rat that Jake owned a fancy little hot tub. And well, that's what Adam called it, but in reality, it's a fucking fountain. So that's what they should have given them. But of course, they're not going to think that the honchos at Lab Rats and the honchos at Bunk'd are totally different people. So all the honchos, all these different shows are different. Some of the same people work on different shows. So wouldn't surprise me if they went the Chris and Brian brought that little technique and Villains of Valley View, which is what I'm gonna talk about later in the night. But after I take a shower, I would say, because by the time we get that reaction video out, I'll be in my pajamas and probably have these nasty ass whiskers off, and I'll probably have my grandfather cut my nails tomorrow before I leave. That way, my dad doesn't bitch, because keep in mind, we got Poker Game Night episode 3 tomorrow, and a haircut collaboration with Nick Nero, aka Razors, over on his channel from his perspective. So, let me see here. Oh yeah, the little animal thing. I know Noah was expecting a human, and here comes Jake with the rat, little animal, and I know Jake was trying to make him happy, but Noah, of course, was vividly upset, and rightfully so. And of course, as always, with all these little comedies, trying to make their friends happy at the beginning, then they get upset in the middle and like storm off and want to talk to them for a little while. And then in the end, they come together and talk out their problems. So not only do the non-summer shows do it, like, on ABC, CBS, and Fox comedies, but the year-long shows on Nick and Disney, you do it too. They all do it. All the comedies do that shit. The dramas are totally different. I mean, the dramedy is like Big Leap kind. It just depends, because there's a combination of drama and comedy. I don't think we'll ever be into another dramedy like The Big Leap ever again for the foreseeable future for our television lives. But I'm glad Noah and Jake, came together eventually, talked it out, and went to save the rat and from that little deadly blow-up thing, and everything turned out okay. Now, for the Winnie and Preston part. Parker. I keep saying the last name. Jesus fucking Christ. But the Winnie and Parker part. So they were trying to do this little, I don't know what, Parker's little part of this subplot number 2 was, but the fact that that little manure stuff, it was working at first, but then it clogged it up. But of course, Winnie wasn't quick enough to tell him to take it off, because then it splattered. It was disgusting, Regis, and it went in his mouth and made it all germy like Jeremy Mayfield. That was probably the funniest part of the episode. And of course, Winnie, I really didn't pay much attention to what Winnie was bitching about and how her little plot was tonight. But I did listen to this part. I did pay attention to the end. She was upset that, her parents were bragging about how her siblings get, more success than she does, and how she feels she's not good at anything. But Parker, gives her a little pep talk and says, I know there's those things you are good at, like you did tell me, which I know feel like they don't count to, well, that count to you, but don't count to most people. But to me, it counts. See, that's why even in TV world, even when it's just TV and it's like characters staging shit, it's always always great to have good friends that'll always be there for you and never leave your side, no matter what. So, attaboy to everybody, attaboys and girls to everybody at Bunk'd for a hell of a job to produce the Mark Martin installment. So, I am gonna go take my shower, get out of this, and shave these nasty ass whiskers. And by the time you see the Villains of Valley View, Ultraviolet, and Black Scorpion reaction video for what was the Dale Jr. installment, I'll be on my pajamas. So catch y'all in a little bit.